Attempts 40 with cameos by Penny Lane. Say hi, Pen. Say hi, Pen. Come here. That's my good girl. Anyways, I'm just really bad at making videos. And I'm really tired, and making a long video is a pain in the ass, so I'm gonna try to keep this brief. All right, you gonna help me? Before I say this, it's not COVID. We just emptied out the storage room in my house, and so there's dust everywhere, and I'm definitely allergic to dust. I get a little scared each time I cough, and then I'm like, oh, wait a second. All right, so I got this bad boy in the mail today. This is a custom Dylan Maccoun Tomahawk. Now, Maccouns have been making Tomahawks for about 3 generations. And they make them for guys in the military, survivalists, collectors, movies and TV, you name it. Dylan's father, Mark, is one of the best Tomahawk makers in the US. Expert blacksmith. His Tomahawks are instantly sell out. So I never thought I'd get my hands on one of these, but the stars aligned. I'll go into that and this in more detail in half a minute. All right. Do you have anything you want to say before I move on? Yep. Like I said, we just moved things out of the storage room, so ignore the mess in the background. We're going to be making a trip to the dumpster after this. All right. So, moving right along. This is my second most recent hawk. I got this on my birthday, back in September. This is a custom frickin' dust hybrid Viking inspired trade axe tomahawk by Forged and Cole. Now, I've been buying from Kyle, the head blacksmith there, since he was an apprentice, and watching him grow and become an expert is just amazing. Very, very nice guy, and he and his wife just had their first baby, so if somehow you're watching this, hey, congrats, Kyle. But normally I'm not a big fan of Viking-style axes, just aesthetically, you know, like, I love them historically, but just to my eye, it's like, kind of, you know, plain looking, like, never really popped for me. But I love this thing, used it and abused it, beautiful. I love this thing. Anyways, moving right along. So, anybody who's ever shopped for a tomahawk has seen one of these. This is the Cold Steel Trailhawk. As you can see, I use and abuse this. Not full-on abuse, but use it a lot, throw it a lot. It needs some TLC. And I'm noticing that chip now. I'm gonna have to reprofile the edge, which will be a pain in the ass, but oh well. So this blade shape, historically, was some of the first tomahawks used this blade shape. The first hatchets traded to the Native Americans. So that would be about late 1500s, early 1600s. So, Penny's shopping for a toy in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. So this straight kind of chopping blade was still really popular with the tribes in the Eastern Plains and, you know, the western part of America up until the 1800s. So very, very good blade shape. Peter Lagana, back in the early 1950s, I think, started toying around with trying to make a modern tactical tomahawk for the U.S. military. And in Vietnam, he came up with a design that is still very popular today. Again, not my favorite shape. I appreciate them though, but the Vietnam tomahawks, you know, you can't really talk about tomahawks without mentioning them. And he was probably inspired by this. Are you helping? My gosh, are you cute? I don't want to turn the camera to face you because I don't want to show the mess. I'm a proud dog dad. What can I say? Huh. He's a good girl. All right. Moving on next. Let's see if she'll come back. Come on. Or not. Moving right along. Sorry, ADD moment. This is a traditional Eastern woodland or Eastern style tomahawk or trade axe. This shape was popular from the mid 1600s up into the early 1800s. So this kind of curve allowed for slashing kind of cut along with the chop, and I love this. So this is the Cold Steel Frontier Tomahawk. This was my first ever tomahawk. I've had this thing for literally a decade. When I'm not coughing up giant balls of mucus, have literally cut down, not saplings, trees with this thing, which is a story for another time. But I've had to reprofile the edge. I've gone through handles. This thing has taken a hell of a licking, kept on ticking, and marching right along. So, highly recommend it. Love this thing. And this shape was particularly popular here in the eastern side of the U.S., 13 colonies, hi Pen, and French Canada as well. So, that being said, loving this Eastern style blade shape. So long story short, due to shenanigans, I was originally going to Cancun in January. And due to family drama and COVID and just other stuff, didn't end up happening, which was a bummer because I would have really liked a vacation. Anyways, so having some of the money I set aside from that, I was a little bummed, and I'm like, I'm not an impulse buyer, but I need something shiny. Anyways, so I was like, what are the chances? So I messaged Dylan, and lo and behold, the stars aligned, and here I am. So he was super nice, kept it within my price range. The only complaint I have is the handle's a little short. I prefer the longer 22 plus inch handles. I'm gonna scream a door. What do you expect? But straight grain hickory that he lacquered and burned and engraved, and it's beautiful. It's in that Eastern blade shape with that curve. It looks straight from the camera angle, but it actually is curved. On my specifications, he left it in this rough kind of look to it, which I wanted it to look like I literally stole it from a museum, and lo and behold, hammer pull. So this thing is very functional. I think it's 1095 high carbon. Either that or it's T10. I'll message him later and ask, but just look how beautiful this thing is. He even engraved that little cross pattern on it for free, and that was really, really sweet of him. But each one of their axes, knives, tomahawks, labors of love. And it's really cool not only to see, you know, a lineage of bladesmiths, but let alone people that really enjoy what they do. And that's just, from a history fan, a blacksmithing fan, a weapons fan, and a martial artist, that's just really something you don't see too much anymore. And when you do, it's really, really special and really, really just incredible. And these things, whether it's from Seth, Dylan, Mark, like, their tomahawks sell out instantly. and I've wanted one for so long. I never actually would have thought I got one, and here I am. And here this thing is. Just absolutely gorgeous. There was an issue, like the payment got stalled up just because I was across country at the time and just shenanigans, and he was super patient. So if you somehow end up watching this, Dylan, thank you. You were the man. And the craftsmanship on this is incredible. Like, the weight on this is brilliant. It actually weighs the same as these two. Like, this should be a lot heavier with a hammer pull. It's not, and that's great. This thing is razor sharp, too. Tomahawks, unlike hatchets, you actually keep them sharp like knives. One of many differences between the two. All right, I don't know if this will pick up, but he put his initials on the top and just a wedge in case, you know, the handle breaks. Might get a longer handle, maybe a curly maple one, but this thing is so gorgeous. Just for when I take this thing backpacking and stuff like that. Here's the sheath with the Maccoun logo. You can attach it to your belt, adjust it, but just look how gorgeous this thing is. All right, rambling over.